Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of our podcast. Today's topic is really important: how to build stronger family relationships. I think this is something we all strive for, but it can sometimes be challenging, right?
Definitely. And if you're like most people, you might be wondering, where do I even start? We all know communication is important, but there's so much more to it than just talking, right?
Absolutely. And a lot of the time, we assume that just because we're family, relationships should automatically be strong. But it takes effort, just like any other relationship.
Exactly. If you've got a sibling or parent who's more reserved, giving them space to open up on their own terms can make a big difference. You can't force someone to share, but by being patient and showing that you're ready to listen, you create an environment where they feel safe to do so.
Exactly. It's easy to think that family bonds don't need the same kind of work as friendships or romantic relationships, but that's just not true. In fact, family relationships might need even more attention because we tend to take them for granted.
That's so true. Active listening also builds trust. When family members feel like they're truly heard, they're more likely to open up in the future, which strengthens the relationship over time.
That's such a great point. Communication is key, but it's more than just talking, it's really about listening. Sometimes we're quick to offer advice when a family member shares something, but what they might really need is for us to just listen without judgment.
Rebuilding trust is tough, but it starts with honesty. If something went wrong, owning up to it and genuinely apologizing is the first step. Then, it's about consistency, showing over time that you're committed to making things right. Trust isn't rebuilt overnight, but if both people are willing to put in the effort, it can absolutely happen. Exactly. It's about showing through your actions, not just your words, that you're trustworthy. And the person on the other side of the situation also has to be open to forgiveness. Holding on to grudges can really poison a relationship.
And that's where patience comes in. Building stronger relationships isn't something that happens overnight. It's about being consistent and showing that you're there for them, even during the tough times.
That's a great point. Forgiveness is huge in family dynamics. No one's perfect, and everyone is going to mess up at some point. Being able to forgive and move forward is essential for keeping relationships healthy. But let's talk about something more positive. How about those small, everyday things that make family relationships stronger?
Exactly. And that trust can take time to rebuild, especially if there's been a break in the relationship. But with honesty, patience, and a lot of understanding, it's definitely possible to get back on track.
Right. And those little gestures build up over time. They create a sense of closeness and support. Even things like sitting down for a meal together, watching a movie, or just talking for a few minutes can make a difference. It doesn't always have to be grand gestures or big events.
And trust can be fragile. Once broken, it can be hard to restore, but like you said, it starts with taking responsibility. It's also important to be open to forgiveness. Without that, it's hard for relationships to move forward.
That's such a good point. Gratitude strengthens bonds because it creates a positive atmosphere. When people feel valued, they're more likely to keep putting effort into the relationship. And that effort is what keeps a family strong.
Yes, forgiveness is key. Family members will make mistakes, and being able to forgive each other is crucial for moving past conflicts. But what about the small things we can do to strengthen relationships every day? That's so true.
Exactly. It's easy to assume that just because someone isn't talking about their problems, they don't have any. Showing empathy, even when there's no obvious issue, can make someone feel seen and heard.
It's easy to focus on big gestures, but sometimes it's the small, consistent acts that make the biggest impact. Whether it's sharing a meal or just checking in with each other, those moments of connection really add up.
For sure. And it doesn't even have to be a huge celebration. Just acknowledging each other's achievements or progress, no matter how small, can make a big difference in how connected you feel as a family. Oh, I love family traditions.
Yes, sometimes we think we need to do something big to show love, but it's the little things like helping out without being asked or showing appreciation that really make a difference.
They create a sense of belonging and continuity, especially in today's busy world. Traditions remind us that no matter how much things change, there's always something that brings us together.
Definitely. Gratitude can transform relationships. It creates a positive cycle where everyone feels appreciated and motivated to keep nurturing the bond.
Yes, boundaries are essential. Sometimes family members feel like they have to be involved in every aspect of each other's lives, but that's not always healthy. Having boundaries ensures that people feel respected and that their personal space is valued. I agree.
Exactly. And let's not forget about showing empathy, even when things seem fine on the surface. Sometimes family members might not express when they're struggling, but being tuned in and offering support can go a long way. And celebrating those small victories too, whether it's a personal milestone or something more every day, acknowledging each other's efforts makes everyone feel valued.
Yes, it's definitely a team effort. Whether it's helping out with household tasks, planning family activities, or just being emotionally available, everyone has a role to play. When it feels like a group effort, the relationship becomes stronger and more balanced.
Yes, traditions, whether big or small, give us something to look forward to as a family. They're a reminder of the things we share, the memories we've created, and the future moments we'll experience together. Definitely. Sometimes boundaries can be misunderstood, but they're really about respecting each other's space and needs. It's about ensuring that we can have a healthy balance of closeness and independence. That's right. Healthy boundaries actually make relationships stronger because everyone feels respected. It allows us to give each other the space we need while still maintaining that close bond.
And that's really the heart of it, isn't it? Family relationships thrive when everyone's on the same page, working together and supporting each other. It's not about perfection, but about consistency and commitment. Absolutely. Self-care isn't selfish, it's necessary.
I love that. Everyone in the family plays a part. Even if it's just offering emotional support or being there for each other, it helps create a sense of teamwork that strengthens the family as a whole. Exactly, it's about being there for each other and recognizing that family is a team effort. When we all put in that little bit of extra work, the whole family benefits.